Another road trip through the Delta, landing this time through parts of Arkansas and eventually in Louisiana. I purposely found Poverty Point, Louisiana, one of the most unique Native American cultural sites in North America. Hope you enjoy. It was built some 3,000 years before Columbus. Site 1 at Poverty Point. They don't really don't know what the purpose of this was, but it's just one of many rings that were detected here that were built about 60 to 200 feet in diameter, and they were found in the area of the plaza surrounding the main mounds, as well as the innermost ridges. Now entering the trail that leads to Mound A, and interestingly, an archaeologist in the 1950s suggested that this mound was actually shaped like a bird in flight. I know that's in the brochure. Ford envisioned the north and south extensions of the cone as the wings, and the eastward extending platform as the tail. And sometimes they refer to this as the bird effigy mound. Going on at Mound A, but coming on dry day, you should be fine. They have the path off to the side to follow. Still not there yet. Thankfully, they have a bench on Mound A. I'm standing 165 feet above sea level, roughly 72 feet above the surrounding land, the original land. This mound measures 710 feet east to west and 660 north to south. This is a well-placed halfway mark bench, I have to say. Well placed. I was there. I gotta go back there. You had to be sure to stay on the marked trails as to not to damage the landmark. So just keep that in mind. And some are grass and mud, but they're mowed. So. So most of the tour here at Poverty Point is a driving tour. You can do the tram, but you want to call ahead and check to see what time it is. Today I couldn't make it because I had to get to my hotel for check-in, but they do those on a scheduled visit, so be sure to check and see what time they're doing that. To the right is the Mound A that I just came from. And around this curve, we should be getting to Station 4 or the Barrow area. I'm not sure if it's going to stand out or not, but they say that at least the top 6 feet of the soil was removed or borrowed, as they say. The soil was probably, and we guess this, used to build Mound A or other parts of the earthworks. And there's only one point to where you can really pull over and park, and that's at the entrance to Mound A. They do advise, to try to take the tram or treat it as a hiking tour. But in my mind, it's quite a bit of a hike, but it would be worth it if you're into that. They make an extra effort not to disturb the original earthworks as much as possible, and that is one of the claims to fame here. It is one of the most undisturbed locations. It gets its name from even though it gets its name from the plantation that was here in the antebellum era named Poverty Point Plantation. This was even though it's February, it's nearly 70 degrees out today, and there is a wonderful breeze, though. You do want to come, if you plan on walking up to the mounds, I would recommend planning a trip around the rain, as much of it is a grassy path. They're actually finishing up the boardwalk, as you saw in the video earlier. I may have misspoke earlier. Mound B is actually the older of the mounds here. They predate the Poverty Point culture. I just crossed Highway 577, which is just past Station 9, or right at Station 9, not quite Station 10 yet. Interestingly, the highway started out in the 1900s, but the bayou, Harlan Bayou, which the bridge nearby crosses, follows a shallow depression that may have actually begun as a borrow area when they were building the complex. Here we have Mound C, which is one of the smaller mounds here. And unlike the larger ones in the complex that were actually built in a hole that had to be filled in order to build the mound, this one was actually not built in a hole. And it's interestingly to consider how many cultures and how many peoples have shared this land for different purposes, different lifestyles. I've always said if I made it to the United Kingdom and saw all those eras of history just layered on top of each other, my head might explode. Well, when you think about how many has been here, it's a really neat place to visit. They did load up the tram for the 3 p.m. show, but I have to be going, so. And interestingly, they say that Mound D was actually built by the people of the Coles Creek culture, yet another group. So I'm now leaving Poverty Point. I keep wanting to call it Pioneer Point. But if you have ideas for somewhere I should visit, give me a like and a follow or subscribe, whatever it is you do on YouTube, and let me know. Thank you. This has been a Roaming with Jerry production.